We start Week 9 in USL League One from a rainy Dry Pink Stadium in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, as Fort Lauderdale CF welcomes in Forward Madison FC on this Tuesday night. I'm Josh Eastern. Thanks for being with us. Should be a fun matchup tonight, and it's been a great start to the season for Forward Madison, the fastest to 10 points in its 3-year history, while this Fort Lauderdale side is looking to get back on the winning track. So we'll see what gives tonight between the Herons and the Flamingos. Another action of bird teams coming into this season. A look at the standings. Forward Madison in second place on 10 points, while Fort Lauderdale is in 5th place on 9 points. Forward Madison can go level on points with Greenville at 13 should they get 3 points tonight against this Fort Lauderdale side. And speaking of Fort Lauderdale, they have been the team of fast starts. They lead League One with 5 first-half goals, better than the likes of Greenville, Tucson, and Tormenta. They have 6 different goal scorers as well, and Darren Powell has said that the way that they play can really open up some opportunities for a lot of different goal scorers, and they'll be getting Edison Azcona back tonight. He is in the starting 11 and looking to provide a boost to this starting lineup for Fort Lauderdale. On the other side for Forward Madison, they have not scored a first-half goal, but they lead the league in second-half goals with 6. They're tied with Fort Lauderdale and North Texas for that lead. They scored 3 goals in the second half on Saturday against Tormenta, and Carl Craig says it really wasn't coach magic at halftime, just a reminder of their principles and what they're really capable of doing in the attack. Jake Keegan already with 2 goals this season. So we are building up to first kick between Fort Lauderdale and Forward Madison. Should be a fun one under the lights at Dry Pink Stadium. Lineups and first kick coming up next here on ESPN+. Getting set for first kick tonight from Fort Lauderdale. These two teams faced off last year at Dry Pink Stadium, and it was a 2-2 draw. Going back the other way, there was Dyrone Reyes scoring the second goal to make it 2-0. Then Paulo Jr., he would make it 2-1, and Christian Diaz, he would find the equalizer. So all the way back on October 14th last year, a 2-2 draw. There's an exciting match between these two sides. And now looking at the starting 11, of course, as we look at the select ball first, getting set for first kick. Here is the lineup for Darren Powell and Fort Lauderdale CF. 5 changes, including the second start of the season for Edison Azcona. He has made 4 appearances in MLS this year, but he is back in the starting lineup for Fort Lauderdale tonight. Frank Nodarce also makes his first start of the season. Well, Connor Tobin, he scored a goal against Tormenta on Saturday. It was just his second League One goal, and we had to dig into the archives to find his first one. And his first one looked very similar to the one he scored on Saturday, going all the way back to July 14th against Chattanooga. Just a little glancing header there for the captain, Connor Tobin, and that was his goal back in 2014. Here is the lineup for Carl Craig. 4 changes tonight into the lineup for Forward Madison. Ronaldo Lomelli returns to right back, a similar back line to what we saw on Saturday against Tormenta. And Noah Fuson also into the lineup, starting at left winger tonight. And he makes his first start of the season as well. Also, Carlos Gomez on the bench for the first time this season for Forward Madison, so you might see the season debut for him tonight. So we are just about ready to go. It's a rainy night here in Fort Lauderdale. You can see the rain coming down as we look at tonight's referee, Natalie Simon. Her first League One game here in 2021. She has done 7 previous, so an experienced referee is in the middle tonight. Just waiting for the Fort Lauderdale huddle to break. Forward Madison is ready to go. They're in their new away kits, of course, designed by the Flock. And Fort Lauderdale will be in the black tops tonight. The sun trying to peek through. We saw some rainbows earlier. And we are underway from Dry Pink Stadium. It's Forward Madison taking on Fort Lauderdale. And already a collision and a whistle. Venton Evans and Giro collide. And it's going to be a yellow card already. Natalie Simon with a yellow card in her hand. And 30 seconds in, Venton Evans is into the book. Picked up a yellow card last time out as well. Here's another look at it. This comes flying in. That's a bit clumsy there from Evans, taking out Giro. And Evans came out second best as he was on the ground. So an early yellow card here to the Fort Lauderdale forward. And now we can really get things underway. So Aaron Malloy on the ball as Forward Madison in possession here to open up this match. A 3-1 win last time out against Tormenta. Gebhard, Tobin, and Keegan, the goal scorers on the night. And once that second half comes around, something just clicks with this Forward Madison side. And we'll see if they can get that first half goal tonight. Here's Allen on the ball. Cross is blocked down. And it's kept in here by Malloy. Now Giro. Cutting in field. Malloy will keep this moving. A bit of sun peeking out to the side that Forward Madison is attacking. There's Michael Vang on the ball. Vang making his 3rd start of the season, after he was the team's leading goal scorer in 2020. So far the goals have been spread around a decent amount. Jake Keegan with a couple, Derek Gebhard with a couple, Justin Suko also scoring, along with the captain, Connor Tobin. And Neville able to win this back. And last time out for Fort Lauderdale, this is played in behind for Curry, and the flag going up for offside. Tobin knew it all the way. But last time out for Fort Lauderdale, a 1-0 defeat on Friday against New England Revolution 2. A 2nd straight loss for Fort Lauderdale after a tough one against Chattanooga the previous week, where Darren Powell just came out on the wrong side of that one. And last week just unable to find the score sheet as Sean Hundall missed from the penalty spot. Earl Edwards Jr. making the big save, and that was enough for him to make Team of the Week here in USL League One. Looking to play this in behind. Allen making the run. And this will trickle out of play. It's Luis Zamudio back in goal. He's been on the bench for the last 4 games as Drake Callender has stepped into the starting position. But he is not in the lineup tonight, nor on the bench. No Darce. Plays this right down the middle, nobody there. It'll be interesting to see if and when we see Sean Hundall tonight, as he starts on the bench in favor of Mitch Curry. And for Curry, this is his first start of the season here in USL League One. the Englishman who was signed from Sunderland. Leonard. Malloy. Fernandez playing through the lines. Vang's heavy touch will get possession to Edison Azcona. Here he is back in the starting lineup. Started all 16 games last year. The all-league selection, Edison Azcona. He will no doubt give a boost to this attack that is looking for some more attacking moments, as they have fallen flat just a little bit with the goal scoring as of late, the last 2 games, but they saved all their goals, it seems like, for that game against Tucson where they scored 5. But they've only scored 1 now in the last 2. And if you take out that game against Tucson, they've only scored 1 goal in the other 3 games. So Fort Lauderdale looking to find that goal-scoring form that they had on that night right here against FC Tucson. And that was their last home game back on May 16th. Here's Christian Liu Young looking to play this in behind. It'll funnel all the way through now for Phil Brino. Bang will bring this upfield, clip it over the top. Flicked on by Keegan. Here's Allen. Ahead for Jake Keegan. No Darcy tracking over. And is able to clear this out of play. A throw-in coming for Forward Madison. Ball over the top. Just that little flick from Keegan and just a little give and go, but a bit too far out in front of Keegan, who is wearing the captain's armband tonight. Here's Allen. Knocked out of play again. Throw in coming. Allen will get to the end line. Will send a cross through, and it's taken by Zamudio. Fuson was crashing in just behind him. And so far, it's been Forward Madison on the front foot here in the opening 6 minutes. And here's a lazy pass there at the back. Another throw-in coming for Forward Madison, as Keegan's looking to go quickly, and now he'll set this down for Giro. A look at Darren Powell, as Fort Lauderdale comes in 3-5. Losing those last 2 games, they've lost 3 of the last 4. Giro looking for an angle to get the cross away. And now it's Tyler Allen setting this up on his right foot and sending this out of play. An ambitious effort there from the first-year player here in Madison, Tyler Allen. And there's a look at Carl Craig. A little bit drenched there from the rain that is coming down, but he's got his bag around his shoulder. He looks like he's ready to go. Neville, as it's deflected by Malloy, falls for Allen on the far side. Fuson gets his foot in there to dislodge it, and now it's Acosta who is back in the lineup. He missed out on the trip to New England the other day, as Curry is fouled. Darren Powell saying that it was just a game that they could afford for him to miss, just based on him coming back from injury last year, not wanting to force anything. So he missed his last game, but back in the lineup here tonight, and making his 7th start of the season here in game number 9. And the 2 set-piece specialists for Fort Lauderdale is Acosta and Noah Allen, the right foot and the left foot. They do favor the in-swinger. Let's see what they try here. Acosta lifts this in. It's immediately headed away. Looked like Fuson was up for that along with Malloy. And it falls for Azcona. Long ball played over the top as Kona brings this down, or pardon me, that's Penn. He couldn't quite bring it down, and it is touched out of play. Goal kick upcoming. Trying to get a ball quickly over the top. There was Fort Lauderdale. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of USL League One, USL Championship, and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Now Darcy there to cut that through ball out by Leonard. Pressure here at the back as Harden plays out. Is able to find Allen on the far side. Both those players have started every game so far as part of the back line. And Josh Penn just sneaking into an offside position. Going back to that last chance for Fort Lauderdale, Acosta picking out Josh Penn, and he looked to be onside, but his first touch lets him down there. And here they come again. Ahead for Venton Evans. Evans will cross this in, and it's cut out by Tobin. Corner kick coming for Fort Lauderdale, 10 minutes gone. Here it is again. Good vision just to slip that through for Evans. And Tobin getting over with his defensive responsibilities just to cut that one out. As Allen puts it down, another in-swinger coming for Fort Lauderdale. They'll play this short. They'll get a better angle here for Allen. As now he has to find Acosta, who will take this on. It's blocked down. Vang deflecting it out. Now a throw-in coming. And here's Azcona. Neville trying to switch the play. And take a deflection. And that'll be a goal kick for Ford Madison. Well, Phil Brino up for save of the week this week in USL League One. This brilliant, just glancing save, just getting a fingertip on the shot and putting it out wide. That was on Saturday against Tormenta. As No Darcy tracks over and puts this out for a throw-in. Giro looking for somebody to throw this into. Finds Leonard. And he loses possession. And now No Darcy puts this out of play. Malloy pressured there from behind by Azcona. Now Tobin. Giro. It's a throw and going forward Madison's way. Now Michael Vang. Giro will pick this up for Ford Madison. And right now, Fort Lauderdale making it difficult for Madison to play through the lines. They go over the top, but the flag is up for offside. Keegan just slipping in behind. Luis Zamudio making his fifth start of the season. As you look at the minutes led already this season, Forward Madison with 69 minutes led, but they've only played 4 matches coming in, and of course Fort Lauderdale has played double that at 8, so that's why those numbers are a bit skewed, but it also proves a point that those second half goals for Forward Madison, it doesn't really matter how long you lead as long as you lead at the end of the 90 minutes. And this will be a free kick coming for Fort Lauderdale. They'll go quickly. They'll play this through the middle. Curry ahead for Penn. Peels for offside as Kona just high. Good build-up for Fort Lauderdale. And as Kona just couldn't find the frame. Just quick passing off the quick free kick. And as Kona, he had the original pass and he follows the play and just couldn't find the finish. Penn cutting that back towards the penalty spot. And nearly catching Forward Madison out as Kona was in a decent amount of space there, right in the middle of the penalty area. So far, one shot for either side. Now here's Venton Evans. Crunching challenge, no whistle. And this will be a throw-in now for Forward Madison. Remember, Venton Evans picked up that yellow card 30 seconds into the game. Taken away, Neville. Shot by Acosta's blocked down. Keegan now out for Fuson. Malloy. As Allen lost possession. Here's Neville again. Well, Darren Powell has really liked the progression of his team through these first 8 games, but at a certain point, the results have to start to come. And you feel like now they have a set group of players that is starting to get more and more games under their belt playing together as this one's clipped in behind. Touched on by Penn and didn't get much power on that shot as Brino is able to make the save. But Darren Powell has to like what he's seen already in these opening 16.5 minutes, really putting pressure on this Forward Madison back line. Now Leonard back the other way. Here's Allen. Cutting in field. And finding Malloy. Keeps it moving for Fuson. He's running at Allen. A heavy touch will send this through for Zamudio. There's Noah Fuson, who got his first pro goal in the last game of the season in 2020. Scoring against New England Revolution 2. Once again, played ahead. Here's Curry. And now Malloy. How quickly can Forward Madison move upfield? Ethan Harden stepping in defensively. There's Fernandez. This will be a free kick. Another look at it here was Harden stepping in to win it back, and then back the other way. The other center back for Forward Madison, Fernandez, steps in and commits the foul. Natalie Simon marks off 10 yards. Saw a similar set piece a few minutes ago just on the other side of the field on this near side, and now we'll see who clips this in for Fort Lauderdale. It'll once again be Acosta. A bit more pace on that one. And it's headed out of play, throw-in coming. As Kona on the turn. For Lou Young. Out wide. Here's Liu Young again. And the throw awarded to forward Madison. Well, what a start this has been to this season for Forward Madison. Already 3 wins through the first 4 games. First time they've ever done that. And this has been quite a grueling last week of games. Started off by the win against Omaha at home. And then the 3-1 victory on the road against Tormenta. They stayed on the road ahead of this game here tonight. So 3 games in 6 days, and they can come away with 9 points. Boy, that would be incredible. Look at this ball played out to Fuson on the right side. Lomeli was making the run ahead. It's played back now for Malloy. And of course, up next for Forward Madison will be a trip back home. But they will take on Union Omaha, who plays tomorrow night against Toronto. So short weeks for both teams. Some travel involved as well. It's always a fun time when Forward Madison and Omaha get together. Malloy playing through the lines. And once again, the flag up on Jake Keegan. He's just living on the back shoulder of those 2 center backs, in Nodarse and Harden. Another look at it. Yeah, he came from an offside position and didn't quite check up. Acosta looks upfield. So run through for Allen, who made the run forward. A throw and given to forward Madison. Allen. He'll keep this now for Madison. What can they do getting forward? It's been a couple of offside calls. A shot in this first 21.5 minutes. Nothing too dangerous, though, against Luis Zamudio. This might be dangerous. Keegan brings this down. Keegan's shot is just wide. Quick build-up play from forward Madison. And Jake Keegan nearly finding the opener tonight for Madison. Good vision here from Lomeli. Just sending this over the top. And it was Nodarse tracking over and just getting a deflection on that to put it wide of Zamudio. It'll be a corner kick now for forward Madison. An in-swinger coming in towards the penalty spot. Nodarse and Evans were up to head it away. And Giro having to be careful here, as looked like it was Michael Vang who came forward and just tried to knock that away. And Fort Lauderdale almost off to the races. Past the midway point of this first 45 minutes on a wet night here from Fort Lauderdale. Ever since that draw against Tucson to start the season, it's been a good start here for Forward Madison. You look at the first half goals conceded. Fort Lauderdale has given up 4. But Forward Madison has yet to score in the first half, so something has got to give. They're the only team that is yet to score in the first 45 minutes. 3 wins on the bounce, though, for Carl Craig's men. Malloy, long over the top. And well out of play. Here's Malloy. Dictating things in the midfield, but this pass is intercepted. Trying to go right through the middle. Mitch Curry's there. Takes a touch around the keeper. Tobin can't get there. Curry scores. Fort Lauderdale's on the board first. Brino came flying out of goal. Just that quick ball in behind catches Fort Madison out. And they'll have to do a comeback once more tonight as Fort Lauderdale strikes first. It's Mitch Curry's first goal of the season. Here it is again, off the turnover. Malloy just trying to play it forward. Curry took the touch around Brino, and Tobin could not get back in time. So Curry finds his first goal in Fort Lauderdale colors. And it has been coming here for Fort Lauderdale. They have been, I think you'd have to say, the more dangerous of the two sides. As Kona nearly had the first goal a few minutes ago, but Curry now has it. The Englishman scores. And once again, Fort Madison will have to come from behind. So what's the response now from Fort Madison? An assist given to George Acosta. The vision there from Acosta, absolutely brilliant. Got his head up right away, looked upfield, and found that ball in behind. And that is a striker's goal right there. He did most of the hard work, and now some players introducing each other. A yellow card given to Giro. Natalie Simon having to step in here. We saw Evans and Giro collide. It's the first action of the game, and Evans was given a yellow card. Now Giro given one here. Let's take a look back at this. You see Giro coming in here. Yeah, and just taking out as Kona. I think he just tripped over somebody's leg as he went to ground. But I think the yellow card was already in the hands there of Natalie Simon. He was saying he lost his shin guard as he went to go pick that up. But it was, I think, the action before everybody got jumbled up there that drew the yellow card. The second yellow card given out tonight, and it goes to Giro. Looking upfield, it's Acosta. Here's Allen turning around and keeping it here for Fort Lauderdale. No Darcy. There's other center back, Ethan Harden. Leonard stepping in. Lou Young now trying to play this in behind. Tobin cuts it out. Leonard. Back for Giro. Here's Leonard going down. Free kick given to forward Madison. So there's actually a second yellow card also issued during that last sequence, and it was Christian Liu Young who goes into the book. He might have had that push in the back on Giro, which is why he tumbled over. And Natalie Simon and her crew able to spot that. So now two Fort Lauderdale players in the book, and Liu Young and Evans, and Giro picking one up for forward Madison. And a lot of time on the ball here in the last few minutes for Fort Lauderdale. As Madison sits back in its defensive shape. Lomeli steps in. And wins it back here for Madison, back for Brino. Fernandez looking for that long diagonal, trying to get over the head of Evans. It's a throw-in for Madison. Ball played over the top, long run. Penn not able to keep this in play. Josh Penn has gotten a few straight starts here for Fort Lauderdale. Of course, with the 3-week break now with MLS going into the international break. There's a chance here for Edison Azcona along with Josh Penn to step into this Fort Lauderdale side. We'll see if there's any other Inter Miami players that get a start here, or at least an appearance off the bench potentially in these next few weeks, or if it's used purely as rest for the Inter Miami first team squad. Fernandez striding forward. Clipping this ahead, Keegan. Tripped up for a moment, regains his footing, gets it wide for Lomeli. Now Fuson. Noah Fuson, deflected shot. This will go out for a throw-in. It looked like that pass was on there for Jake Keegan as he continued his run. Oh, no deflection, so a throw-in for Fort Lauderdale. Leonard ahead for Keegan. And out of play. The USL is committed to supporting the LGBTQ plus community through the Forever Proud project. The USL will strive to create safe and welcoming environments for all fans, players, employees, and partners. Learn more at uslsoccer.com/forever-proud. What does forward Madison have in response here tonight? They'll have to come from behind now for the second straight week. Luca Meyer scoring a tremendous free kick on Saturday, and As we said in the open, it's not like Carl Craig said anything magic at halftime. It was just he reminded his players what they needed to do, reminded them of their principles, and they went out and had a fantastic second 45 minutes. But can that work now for a second straight week, or can they find their first half goal this season? Giro. Allen. Now Malloy. Finds some space for Michael Vang, who's charging forward. Michael Vang taking this on and sending it out of play. Vang, of course, in his second season with Forward Madison, spent a little bit of this preseason training with the Chicago Fire and their training camp in Orlando. Carl Craig also spending some time with the Chicago Fire in the preseason. As Harden will bring this forward now for Fort Lauderdale. Final 10 minutes of this first half. Ascona. Lou Young charging down this right side. Trying to get this ahead for Evans. Allen goes down. And Evans keeps this in play. Now Acosta will switch the play, looking for Allen. Long spells of possession in this first half for Fort Lauderdale. And they do have the one goal to show for it. But their one goal didn't really come from long possession. It came from a turnover and then a quick pass upfield. It's the second time these two teams have met up. These two teams will face off one more time this season. It'll be in Madison on July 24th. Here's Allen coming through the middle. Ahead for Acosta. Looking for an angle to get a shot away. Acosta ahead for Evans. Wide for Lou Young. They'll rotate it around. Neville. This is headed out of play by Lamelli. Acosta getting set to swing this in. They like those in-swingers, and they'll do it again here. Towards Brino, over everybody's head. No, Darcy came crashing in. And out for a goal kick. Here it is again. Brino came flying out. No, Darcy, who was good size, was even a little bit too tall for him. Tobin over the top looking for Keegan. Seems like Forward Madison have been looking for those long balls tonight. I'm not sure that's by design. Ascona. Lifting this in, Curry couldn't get there in time. Brino read that very nicely and distributes now for Tobin. Malloy, quick with his touches, keeps it for Madison. Now Fernandez. Still seems like Madison looking for a bit of a rhythm tonight. So far, it's been a lot of Fort Lauderdale in possession as Giro loses us out of play. Fernandez having to deal with this in defense. Now Malloy. Vang gets his head up, has it taken away. He's able to chase this down. Now Leonard. Here's Allen trying to get this in behind for Curry again. Fernandez sliding in. He thought that should have been a throw-in for forward Madison. Instead, it's a throw-in here for Fort Lauderdale. Don't forget the USL on ESPN continues the midweek rivalry matchup on ESPN Deportes. Thursday, June 3rd, Copa Tejas returns when El Paso Locomotive visits Austin Bold for a 9 p.m. Eastern contest in the Lone Star State. It's El Paso and Austin on ESPN Deportes Thursday, June 3rd at 9 p.m. Eastern. There's a tremendous amount of rain that came through Austin the other night. They had their game postponed against Tacoma. There's some funny videos of Austin Bold swimming through part of their stadium, making the rounds on social media as Evans puts this out of play. Leonard. Ahead for Keegan, who goes down. No, Darce wins the ball. Will the trend continue in League One on Saturday? Every team that scored first dropped points. We'll take you through all those highlights at halftime, and will that continue here tonight, or will Fort Lauderdale come away with all 3 points tonight? Get you set for a busy week 9 across the league. One more game tomorrow, and then 4 on Saturday. Another one coming up on Sunday. Games coming thick and fast here in the month of June. Allen skirts by Fuson. Allen still coming forward. He was grabbed a couple of times there by Malloy and Fuson, and finds Lou Young. Evans. As Kona, he was fouled by Keegan. As we approach stoppage time. Here's Penn, back to goal. Fort Lauderdale very happy to just turn back and reset Now Neville. Ahead for Liu Young. Cut off by Giro. And now Allen using his speed, taken down by Neville. This will be a free kick for Forward Madison. Good hard play between Neville and Allen. Here it is again. Looking long down the right side for Fuson. He heads this back centrally. And Neville's tracking back as we get into 1 minute of additional stoppage time. Harden was able to keep that in for a Forward Madison throw-in rather than a corner. They get it in quick. About 40 seconds to go in this first half. Malloy ahead for Fuson. Noah Fuson in a side netting. It was a tough angle there. Zamudio had that near post covered. Once again, it's Malloy finding Fuson in those half spaces, and he was able to turn towards goal, but couldn't put it on frame. That should be the last major action of this first half. So just the one goal, and it's Mitch Curry who has it. And Forward Madison now for a 5th straight game will go without scoring a goal through 45 minutes, and we have reached halftime. And there is the goal scorer, the Englishman Mitchell Curry in his first start. Fort Lauderdale has an advantage here at halftime. Stay with us. We'll take you around the league. It's 1-0 to the home side. Welcome back. Halftime from Drive Pink Stadium. Fort Lauderdale and Forward Madison on this Tuesday night in South Florida. Well, going back to this past Saturday, what a Saturday it was. And if you scored first, the result probably was not going to go your way. North Texas was the only team that came back, previously to this Saturday and forced a couple of losses from teams that had scored first. But when looking at this week, we start in North Texas. Toronto FC 2 taking on North Texas Soccer Club. Garrett McLaughlin, he would be a dangerous player in this game for TFC 2. He would hit the woodwork first, and then just a few minutes later in the 58th minute, he would find the back of the net to make it 1-0 to Toronto FC 2. But North Texas would, of course, be on the comeback trail for Garrett McLaughlin, his team-leading third goal of this season for TFC2. They would be close. Vikla, a big save just to parry that one out, just enough to clear the danger. But North Texas would not be done yet. Alex Bruce, he's been in League One quite a bit in his career, and he would be the one to finish this one off. And this would be the only draw for teams that scored first this or last weekend. So North Texas gets a point out of this one deep into stoppage time. Alex Bruce, the goal scorer for North Texas. And then in North Carolina hosting Tucson. Selmir Miscic, he would get that first touch, get around the goalkeeper, and then slot it home. His second goal of the season. And North Carolina was off and running. That was in the 9th minute. But then just a few minutes later, Tucson would respond. Miscic celebrating there with his teammates. Just a few minutes later, this would be an own goal. Coming off Peter Pearson into the back of the net. So 1-1, FC Tucson. North Carolina would go into halftime. John Gallis' side would recollect themselves come the second half. Manuel Ferriol, beautiful strike. Top corner, 2-1 to Tucson, and they would come away with the win Saturday night in North Carolina. You can see what it means to Manuel Ferriol, who gets the game winner for FC Tucson. So Tucson victorious, and then under the lights once again at CHI Memorial Stadium. And for Richmond, this would start off well. Olex Anderson in off a slight deflection. He gets credited with the goal anyway. 1-0 to the Richmond Kickers on the road. This was all in the second half as well. So he gets that in the 47th minute, just right after halftime. Back the other way. Easy finish. Ricky Ruiz, all he had to do was just redirect that into goal, and he gets the equalizer there in the 53rd minute. So Richmond only had a lead of about 6 minutes before Ruiz brought Chattanooga back level. And then late on, you can see the light starting to take effect. Juan Galindrez, he would slot this one home. Beautiful finish from Galindrez, just picking up that loose ball, slotting it by Akira Fitzgerald, and that would give Chattanooga a 2-1 win on the night, their second straight win at home. And then Tormenta and Ford Madison. What a comeback this was, but Luca Meyer, beautiful goal here to give Tormenta the lead. Beautiful set piece. 1-0 on the front side of halftime for Tormenta at home. But come the second half, just the switch has flipped, for Ford Madison. Come the second half, Derek Gebhard, he would get on the end of this. It would go off the woodwork. Did it go in first? Who knows? But Gebhard made sure that it was 1-1 to Ford Madison. And then about 5 minutes later, the player of the week, the captain, Turbo, Connor Tobin, flies in for his second League One goal in the 54th minute. That would be the game-winning goal for Ford Madison on the night, going over to celebrate with the fans that had made the trip. And then one more for good measure, Jake Keegan in the 82nd minute. He would take this one himself and win the game 3-1 for Ford Madison. Second half coming up from Fort Lauderdale.
I did get an interesting text from someone in the Phoenix organization talking about how big and physical that game was, and maybe they didn't necessarily know it was going to be just like that. I think they got a good taste. By the way, in case you're wondering, Forrest Lasso is competing for the Summer Olympics in gymnastics. Just wanted you to know.
So is Lee Cohen. He was part of that routine.
Bring it to me.
Forrest Lasso, the defender of the year, leaping over the ad boards and pirouetting his way toward the dugout.
Brought down one time, what a strike! Dion, he now has a brace. Quintanilla on the board. to the back net. Dylan Maris. Ketterer sends it out.
And a goal there by El Paso.
News and notes from around USL League One and a big international window upcoming. Of course, Nations League this week in CONCACAF along with World Cup qualifiers. League One sending 4 players to international duty, including 2 from Fort Lauderdale and Modesto Mendez and Dairon Reyes. Player of the week is Connor Tobin. He said every blind squirrel finds a nut at some point, so he is the player of the week. And the USL Academy Cup is complete. Congratulations to the Inter Miami under 12 and under 13 sides for taking home the title. You can go to usl-academy.com for all group results. And look at the player of the week, Connor Tobin. It's presented by Clear Audio. He leads the team of the week, and of course, plenty of the goal scorers on this list as well. Christian Diaz, along with Justin Succo and Aaron Malloy, make the list for Forward Madison. A look at the scoreboard. We showed you many of these scores. The one we didn't show you is New England Revolution 2 getting that 1-0 win over Fort Lauderdale last Friday at Gillette Stadium. One more midweek tilt to go tomorrow in Arizona. It'll be the final game in Arizona, at least at home for Toronto FC2. They'll be taking on Union Omaha, the first meeting between these two clubs, 10 o'clock Eastern Time. That'll be right here on ESPN Plus for international viewers, of course, on YouTube. So we'll see what these two sides can do as they are both looking for wins. And, of course, Omaha will be taking on Madison on Sunday. That'll be once again in Madison, Wisconsin. A look at the upcoming schedule. We have that game tomorrow for you, and then 4 more games on Saturday and 1 on Sunday to close out Week 9 across USL League One. So plenty of good action to come. And also coming up in the second half from Fort Lauderdale is next. Getting set for the second half from Dry Pink Stadium in Fort Lauderdale. It's the home side with a 1-0 advantage over the visitors, Forward Madison. A look back now at that first 45 minutes with our first half highlights. And it's Fort Lauderdale who got on the board first, but in the 15th minute, this was when the pressure would really start here for this back line of Forward Madison. Edison Azcona slipping in behind. He would start this entire move, and then he would get the shot at the end of it. Just couldn't find the frame of goal. Those were early warning signs for Forward Madison. Then in the 22nd minute, Malloy would get this one wide, and Forward Madison would look to come into the attack. Jake Keegan coming right through the middle, but it was Frank Nodarce just putting Keegan off enough to put this shot out wide. It was deflected out for a corner, and nothing really came of it for Forward Madison. In the 25th minute then, giveaway in the midfield. Malloy trying to find Keegan. It's Acosta who steps in, finds Curry. Curry did the rest. His first goal on the season, and for George Acosta, already his 5th assist of the season. That is halfway to Arturo Rodriguez's league-leading 10 in 2019, so that's a record that could be caught this season. Forward Madison with 7 shots, none of them on target. For Fort Lauderdale, 5 shots, 2 of them on target, and they do have the possession battle. It felt at times that Fort Lauderdale was really dominating the possession, but not too bad in terms of the possession difference. So here we go. Second half just about to get underway. I'm Josh Eastern. Thanks for joining us. First game of Week 9 in USL League 1 here in 2021. To start off the month of June, teams will switch ends. Forward Madison looking to come from behind once again against this Fort Lauderdale side. But what does Forward Madison have in them this week? That's a good sign. Leonard steps in. Keegan trying to get this ahead for Vang, who will keep possession. And Madison now will settle things. Looks like Christian Diaz has come on for Forward Madison. And it was Ronaldo Lamelli who was replaced. So the first alteration of the night for Carl Craig and Forward Madison. It's the 5th appearance of the season for Christian Diaz. Remember, he scored in this game back in October. We'll see if he can do the same here tonight. Here he is on the ball, clipping this forward. And Harden is there to knock this clear as Tobin, the player of the week, as we showed you at halftime, will retrieve it. Madison has only conceded 1 goal in the second half this season. As things stand with all the stats that we've read through, with the most second half goals, only 1 conceded goal in the second half. You feel like Forward Madison has to like its chances here come this second half, but on short rest after a tough 90 minutes in the heat in Statesboro. What do they have left in the tank here tonight? And a whistle and looks like maybe some bleeding from Christian Diaz. Or maybe he was hit in the face. He's checking to see if he's bleeding. He looks to be okay. So there it is. Second half goals conceded. That is a good stat for Forward Madison. But can they continue that as this season goes on? Giro cutting in field, finding Malloy in some space. Azcona applying pressure. Malloy will turn around and send this through. Fuson. Now for Diaz. Vang. Keegan. And here's Tyler Allen. Now Tobin. Good start to this second half for Forward Madison. Can they pay it off? Giro's cross is cut out and cleared away. Malloy tracking over it and keeping possession here for Madison, sending it all the way back to the goalkeeper, Phil Brino. Quick passing here from forward Madison. Now it's Fuson. Tobin. Giro ahead for Allen. Trying to turn around Nodarse. Finds Giro again. Malloy. Over the top, and Allen is able to usher this out for a goal kick. Good deliberate pressure there from forward Madison here in these first 4 minutes. Darren Powell has to be very pleased with the 45 minutes his side turned in, winning the possession battle. Their passing accuracy right around 90%. Leonard. And that's too far out in front of his intended target of Tyler Allen. Of course, options off the bench tonight. The likes of Derek Gebhard, Audie Jepson, Justin Suko. And also on the bench for the first time this season, Carlos Gomez for forward Madison. Diaz, a tough spot here with Penn providing pressure. Diaz gets out of it. Brino just has to put this out of play. Penn, another throw in coming. Vang, and now Malloy. They look to go quick over the top, trying for that Route 1 ball, looking for Jake Keegan, but now it's Fuson. Allen's up ahead. He'll get on the end of this pass, cutting it back. Sending this in. It was double teamed there in the corner by Allen and Neville. Acosta has been the distributor this season and now sends it in for Josh Penn. Penn might be in. Josh Penn for Fort Lauderdale, saved by Brino. Another big save for the forward Madison goalkeeper, his second in as many games, and keeps this at 1-0. And for Josh Penn, still looking for that first goal or assist here in his fourth start for Fort Lauderdale. That's as good a chance as you will get. Get a similar opportunity, and here's a good chance for Keegan. He was offside. As we go back the other way, was off that quick turnover. Penn actually set that for Acosta. Acosta was able to buy some time in the middle before finding Penn, and he was clearing on goal. He missed a similar opportunity against New England Revolution 2 on Friday. And credit Brino with a brilliant save, getting his right hand on it. Best scoring opportunity thus far in this second half for either side. Acosta, good couple of touches. And now it's Allen. A heavy touch will concede possession. Now how quick does Forward Madison want to go? Neville steps in. It finds the feet of Evans. As Kona. So smooth on the ball. Lou Young. Evans. Neville will find Acosta. Over the top. Evans making the run in behind. And his first touch lets him down. It looked like the flag stayed down in that instance. And Fort Lauderdale nearly in once again. There is Venton Evans. Looks like his family taking this one in. His family or fan club, one of the two. Maybe both. Evans, who did miss the first couple of games, but has now made 7 starts, including tonight, and has scored 3 goals in that time. Malloy. Here's Diaz. And he was fouled. Fuson will put this in play quickly. Malloy again, trying to slip this out wide for Giro, and it gets there. Giro will play this ahead. Allen. And Fuson was going to let that run through for Michael Vang, who didn't continue his run. Here's Diaz. Giro. You could hear when Malloy had the ball a moment ago that you could hear the technical area saying turn. And being out at Forward Madison training yesterday, that is a big emphasis of Carl Craig in this new system. Finding those half spaces and turning towards goal, finding that extra pass. Half spaces was something that Carl Craig was really emphasizing. Here's a shot from Keegan. That is out of play. Especially for a player like Jake Keegan, sitting in those pockets of space, finding the half spaces. That'll be crucial to Madison's success here in 2021. Keegan tracking back to win it for Madison. Here he is, now Malloy. This is a throw and given to Madison. Well, the SiriusXM Listen free event is on now through June 8th. Catch 24/7 soccer, including USL All Access, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern on SiriusXM FC, channel 157, plus hundreds of channels filled with entertainment. Download the SiriusXM app to hear it all free. Go to SiriusXM.com/freekick to learn more. And here's Josh Penn setting this in. He's behind everybody. And Allen will win it back for Madison. This is just the start of a busy week across Week 9 in USL League One. Toronto and Omaha tomorrow night. And here's Tyler Allen. Sending this into the middle. Malloy. Flipping this in. Good through ball. Keegan's in, and Keegan scores. Madison has its equalizer. Jake Keegan finding the score sheet for the second straight game, and it's 1-1. Forward Madison in the second half once again. Just a simple ball penetrating that back line. Malloy able to hold possession up, and look at that vision just to send it through for Keegan, who held his run this time. Flag stays down. Malloy with the assist, Keegan with the goal. And then a little bit of a dance. Show us your stuff, Jake. Jake Keegan with goal number 3 in Forward Madison colors this season. And for Aaron Malloy, that is assist number 2. So as we showed you at halftime, apparently lately in League One, when you get that opening goal, you have to be careful. And as we've been telling you all night long, Forward Madison in the second half, they do it again. They now take the League One lead with 7 second half goals. And they want more. Here's Keegan again. Jake Keegan, just high. Fuson asking for a deflection. I don't think Zamudio got anything on that. It's a goal kick. Good ball in from that left side, and Tyler Allen. Here's Allen. Forward Madison looking to turn defense into attack quickly after that misplaced pass there in the midfield. Here's Malloy. Leonard. Now Diaz. And Allen commits the foul on Fuson. Free kick Forward Madison. Allen doesn't agree with it. It'll be Christian Diaz along with Aaron Malloy. It looks like now he'll come over and take this set piece. Well, he'll play this back. Madison happy to just keep some time on the ball here. Madison unbeaten so far through 4 games. And now it's Tyler Allen. Intercepted. Acosta. How quickly now can Fort Lauderdale look upfield? Curry getting around Fernandez. Mitch Curry deflected by Fernandez. Big defensive play by the center back. Curry was trying to square his hips towards goal and use that right foot. If he goes with the left, it might be 2-1 to Fort Lauderdale. But look at this effort from Gustavo Fernandez. It looked like that touch sent Curry free, but as he tried to turn on his right foot, that allowed a way back for Fernandez in the play. And it's Acosta who is down for Fort Lauderdale. And they're looking at that right leg. And remember Acosta last year coming off the ACL injury. He's been such a big part of this midfield this season for Fort Lauderdale. 5 assists, already halfway to Arturo Rodriguez's league record 10 in 2019. I hope for Acosta that he's able to continue. It's not too serious as he gets up and walks off under his own power. In the meantime, it'll be a corner kick now for Fort Lauderdale. Couple of subs coming on, Sean Hundal and Abel Caputo. So Acosta, that'll be the end of the night for him. He gets an assist. Josh Penn will also come out, so just over an hour for both Acosta and Penn. And Darren Powell going to his bench here for the final 25 minutes, trying to find all 3 points tonight. Trying to avoid defeat for the 3rd straight match. So there's Caputo now striding on. 9th appearance for Caputo, 9th appearance as well for Hundal, and he is the team leader in goals with 4. First time with Toronto FC 2 for Hundal. They'll play this short. Allen. Back for Azcona, who sends this into the middle. Bouncing around to the back post. Brino might have gotten a touch on that, or Curry just put that straight out. Regardless, a great chance there for Fort Lauderdale to retake the lead. Azcona just giving his team a chance here as this was flicked on for Curry. And he just put that straight out on his own. A tough break for Fort Lauderdale off the set piece. This will bounce through for Keegan, who will hold possession up. Couldn't get it in behind Allen. Fuson might have been in on goal. Played in behind. Giro trying to fend off Venton Evans, both of them on yellow cards. Malloy. So the 6th first half goal for Fort Lauderdale that leads League One. On the other side, the 7th second half goal that leads League One for Ford Madison. It's almost like the stats are telling us a story. Azcona. And it looks like 2 subs just about set to come on. Eric Gebhard and Justin Suko. Michael Vang and Noah Fuson will be replaced. The 2nd and 3rd subs of the night for Carl Craig and Ford Madison. Suko with a goal and an assist to his name. Derek Gebhard with 2 goals. Sure, he wants to retake the co-team lead with Jake Keegan. Ball sent in, and this is an own goal. Brino couldn't get a touch on it. Unfortunately for Madison, Diaz did. The ball sent in from Sean Hundal down that right side. He won't get credit for it, but Fort Lauderdale has the lead. It's 2-1. just able to keep that in on the far touchline, and maybe Brino did get a slight touch on it. Regardless, it comes off of Diaz last. That ball, yes, it did stay in play. Diaz just could not get out of the way. That just, talk about strikers being in the right place at the right time. That's just Diaz being in the wrong place at the wrong time. So an own goal awarded to Christian Diaz, and now Forward Madison will need to come from behind once more to at least salvage a point. Here's Keegan. Diaz looking for that penetrating pass again. Tobin. Played back for Leonard. So officially a Diaz own goal in the 68th minute. "20 minutes to go. What does Forward Madison have left in the tank? Third game in 6 days. The latter two of those three on the road. They'll return home on Sunday and take on Union Omaha. Both those teams will be on short rest as Omaha takes on Toronto tomorrow. Can Forward Madison get out of here with at least a point? Gebhard. This will stay in play. Gebhard goes down. What's the decision going to be here? It'll be a yellow card for Edison Azcona. But a free kick to Fort Lauderdale. That might be for the handball against Azcona. So he goes into the book. Let's look back at this again. It must have been the handball on Gebhard and then the challenge coming in from Azcona. I think that's the decision that referee Natalie Simon will choose. Suko trying to go quick. Gebhard. Diaz plays it into the middle, and it's cleared away. Here's a giveaway. And Fort Lauderdale comes back the other way through Mitch Curry. Curry cutting in field and trying to play that in behind. And Tobin there, the last line of defense for Madison. And now they look to go back the other way. Allen. And this will run out of play. The United Soccer League, all 12 League One clubs and its players stand together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. For more information on the USL's commitment to change through the United Against Racism campaign, visit uslsoccer.com. Hundal, a heavy touch. We'll find Allen and now Suko. Keegan. Leonard. Couldn't squeeze it to that outside. Sliding in was Giro. Suko couldn't get it to Keegan again. Malloy over the top. Keegan. And flag up for offside. So Carl Craig trying to get Madison at least a point tonight. Trying to keep this unbeaten streak alive to start the season. It's already been the best start in club history. Giro trying to turn the corner. Hundal as Kona. Edison as Kona, couple step overs, couldn't get the shot away. I think his final touch was just a bit too far out in front of him. Neville controlling things in the midfield again tonight for Fort Lauderdale. His first home game. His debut against Chattanooga a couple weeks ago. Here's Curry. And Tobin concedes a corner kick. Another sub coming on. It's Audie Jepson. And he'll replace Eric Leonard. Leonard, who played in every game in the first two seasons for Forward Madison. He did miss one game already this season. Got the start here tonight for the second time this season as Jepson now comes on. Of course, the Wisconsin native. Now 4 subs have been used. And it's a corner kick for Noah Allen. In swinger. As Kona settles. As Kona cuts in field. Finds Harden, who gets the shot away. And too tall to challenge Brino in goal. As Kona has found himself in some really nice spots here in the past few minutes. And set that for the center back, Harden. Gebhard. Taken off the ball as Kona gets stuck in and springs an attack now for Fort Lauderdale. Centrally, Mitch Curry. Cutting to his right foot. Falls for Evans, saved by Brino. Another big save by the Forward Madison goalkeeper. Keeps this at a 1-goal margin. Corner kick Fort Lauderdale. And they are really pressing forward for another goal. As Kona again. Curry. Seems like every time he gets on the ball, he wants it on that right foot, and it fell kindly there for Evans. Got a good shot away. Would have been 3-1 if not for Phil Brino. In swinger. Tobin up for it. Still in there. Fernandez out for Diaz. Gebhard. And out of play. Fans, follow your club and the rest of USL League One all season long on ESPN Plus, home to the USL, MLS, Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Join the more than 12 million sports fans who've already discovered ESPN Plus and watch League One live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. Curry providing some pressure. Pulled back by Fernandez. Free kick, Fort Lauderdale, and a yellow card. Another quick ball over the top. It's caught Ford Madison out now a couple of times. That was an easy decision. Once the hand goes on Curry, Natalie Simon really has no other choice. Kona and Allen. It'll be Edison Kona to whip this in. Back post. Well, not really back post. Over everybody's head. About 10 minutes to go here from Dry Pink Stadium in Fort Lauderdale. And it's Fort Lauderdale looking for its first win since its last home game. And that was a 5-1 win back on May 16th against FC Tucson. On the other side for Ford Madison, looking to keep this unbeaten start alive. Gebhard will cross this in, and it's off the crossbar. Allen headed back in. It's saved by Zamudio. Keegan nearly had a second. The woodwork denies him. Beautiful build-up play. Just that quick ball over the top. Both teams have utilized it tonight. Gebhard with a great ball across. Keegan under a bit of pressure there from Lou Young. And Keegan couldn't keep it under the crossbar. So close. Jepson. Now Diaz. Here's Jepson. It's touched out of play. Throw in coming. Jepson's cross, the header is wide. Another chance for Jake Keegan. Already a goal scored tonight. And that time just couldn't find the frame of goal again. Couple of great opportunities for Ford Madison striker. And he knows he could have done better there. Hundal, heavy first touch. Does not stay in play. Malloy will try to go quick. Ford Madison, no stranger to scoring a late goal in this stadium. Their 2 goals last year in the 2-2 draw came in the 73rd and 85th minutes. It was Diaz who scored the final goal of the game, the equalizer to make it 2-2. Still one more sub available for Carl Craig, should he decide to dip into his bench one final time. Giro. And overhits this cross. Well out of play. Well, it's funny how things can work out as things stand with Fort Lauderdale with the 2-1 advantage. It would actually be Fort Lauderdale moving in to second place should they get 3 points tonight. And they would overtake Madison, Omaha, and Chattanooga, who are all on 10 points. Now Darce puts this out. Oh, we've already seen late goals this season from Forward Madison. The one that brought the house down to reopen Breese Stevens Field in 2021. There's some magic here in South Florida. The Flamingos, of course, have made the trip. They would not miss a match in Florida. Here's Gebhard. Cutting in field. Derek Gebhard scores! A curler for the top corner! Gebhard equalizes for Madison! Oh, that's a brilliant strike from Derek Gebhard! Well, Madison scored in the 85th minute back in October. They do it again here, and they make it 2-2. This is a beautiful strike from Derek Gebhard on his left foot, curling it past Zamudio. Pick that out, Derek Gebhard. Top bins, 2-2. Forward Madison is right back in it. The third of the season for Derek Gebhard. He now matches the team league set by Jake Keegan earlier tonight, and that must give Madison more confidence to try to find a winner. Played through the middle, Mitch Curry. Curry wide. In this match, nearly following a similar script to last year. Remember, it was Connor Tobin who picked up a red card in that game in October, and if he makes contact with Curry here, he might see red again, but he just pulls out of that in time, and Curry could not find the frame of goal. And it's been that route one right down the middle in between the two center backs that has caused Forward Madison some trouble. Gebhard brought down by Azcona, and he's on a yellow card and has to be careful. Four minutes to go. Does Madison have a winner in this tonight? Or will it be Fort Lauderdale? Suko cuts this back. Allen was in there. And this should be a corner kick, and it is. Madison with a flair for the dramatic here in 2021. Malloy stands over this corner. Drives this in, back post. Headed back into the middle. Top of the box. And they'll say handball. Natalie Simon was trying to play advantage. It wasn't quite on for Fort Lauderdale. Well, Madison came into today with 2 game-tying goals. They now have 4, and that trails North Texas by just 1 goal. They lead the league with 5. Curry, deflected cross. Brino had to be brave to punch that one away, and a big collision between him and Hundal has both players down on the field at the moment. And you can see blood coming out of the nose there of Sean Hundal, and Brino is down as well. That was a big collision between those two, but it had to be made by both players. Here's another look at it. Curry, it was a deflected cross. And those two just heavy collision. There might have already been a decent amount of stoppage time, but now I get a little bit more as Hundal still being tended to here. You wonder if he might need a new jersey, if any blood gets on the jersey or shorts. It looks like they're just trying to stop the bleeding from his nose at the moment. And the captain, Connor Tobin, although he's not wearing the captain's armband tonight, one of the co-captains for this Madison side, bringing his team together. This has been quite a match for Madison, having to come from behind twice. You can see Natalie Simon looks like in conversation with the fourth official, looking at her watch as we are in the stoppage time now. There's still plenty of time left to go. They say 5 minutes. We've been waiting here for about 2 already. I don't call it a minimum of 5 minutes for nothing. It will definitely be a minimum. And you hope for Hundal that he's able to continue. He was brought on as a sub in the 65th minute. You can see some blood there on his shorts. We're trying to get that out as we speak. There isn't necessarily a like-for-like sub on the bench for Fort Lauderdale. Usually it's been Mitch Curry and him who have kind of traded places, but tonight they're on at the same time. So no out-and-out striker left on the bench, but you do have the likes of Francisco Raggio, Braxton Nahib, Joshua Saavedra, Roberto Poplawski as well. Just those 2 subs have been made tonight by Darren Powell. It looks like the bleeding has stopped. So he'll have to come off for just a moment. It's an extra 90 seconds, you'd think, added on to the 5, and maybe even more than that. And it looks like Roberto Poplawski will be coming on for Edison Azcona. I think Darren Powell just trying to protect Azcona as he has picked up a yellow card in this match. Doesn't want anything silly here in the last few minutes. So we are into stoppage time. It's a minimum of 5. Who knows how long we could be going tonight. And Madison still looking for a winner. So we're hearing the refs are saying 5 minutes from when play restarted, so somewhere in the neighborhood of 97 or so minutes. Now there's the scoring summary. It was 2-0 to Fort Lauderdale. Or pardon me, it was 2-1 to Fort Lauderdale, and Madison have come back. They've come back twice. Here's Allen. And now it's Giro. Suko playing this ahead. Gebhard score, or no, it's off the post. Looked like that could have bounced in, but the flag is up for offside. So close for Forward Madison again. It was that extra touch by Suko that put Gebhard offside. If he would have let it go on one of the initial touches, Gebhard might have been in. Playing this over the top. Gebhard brings this in. Allen deflects it away. Suko chasing after it. And Nodarse puts this out. Sent back in. Gebhard off to chase this down. We're through the minimum of 5. We will be getting more than that. Well, Gebhard, yeah, he'll just set that there for Malloy. This one sent in, back post. Allen was up for it. Looked like Hundal got his head in there. Tobin and Harden chasing after this. It's Harden who comes away with it. Somebody lost a shin guard as this ball is played out for Curry. Giro crashing in. This ball kept in play. Played down the line. Brino stays on his line. Diaz will win this back for Madison. Somewhere in the neighborhood of about a minute left to go. Fernandez plays this long. Allen brings it in. Well, getting out of here with a point. I think Carl Craig would be very pleased with how this game has progressed on the road. Short week. It's been a tough travel schedule for them as well. I think some of the players on the field, they want one more goal. But can they get it before Natalie Simon blows for time? Jepson. One more chance for Madison. Low ball in. No, Darce clears this. Tobin plays this back for Brino. Madison has been in control of this second half pretty much from the opening whistle of that second half. And it ends 2-2. But the way we got here, twists and turns, 2 game-tying goals for Madison, and the points are shared here in Fort Lauderdale. Well, what a match between these two sides. These teams have played twice in this stadium in their history. Both have ended 2-2, and both have featured Forward Madison comebacks. Tonight there were 2 of them, and the points are shared. Curry scores the opener. Diaz an own goal. Keegan also gets a goal. And then the equalizer at the end by Derek Gebhard. We'll come back and wrap things up from Fort Lauderdale right after this. Back here in Fort Lauderdale, and Derek Gebhard, he may have scored two of the more clutch goals in Ford Madison history, and we're only 5 games into this 2021 season. As night has fallen here on Dry Pink Stadium. Let's go back and look at how this game transpired, and plenty of goals to show you, 2 for either side. It started in the 25th minute. The giveaway in the midfield. Acosta picks this up and then sends it through for Curry. 1 touch around Brino. 1 touch for the finish. And 1-0 to Fort Lauderdale. First of the season for Mitch Curry. 5th assist on the season for George Acosta, who unfortunately had to come off with a bit of a knock. Then second half. And this is when Ford Madison would really start to get things going. But first, it would be an opportunity coming for Josh Penn and Fort Lauderdale. Maybe a bit against the run of play. Phil Brino, a fantastic save. He might be the unsung hero of this match for Ford Madison, keeping them in this game with a number of big saves. Penn knows he missed a big one there. And then Tyler Allen starting this attack for Ford Madison. Malloy, beautiful first touch. And then just dissecting the back line for Jake Keegan. Malloy, his 2nd assist on the season. Keegan, his 3rd goal on the season. And that made it 1-1. Then a few minutes later, Ford Madison still on the attack, but a giveaway and a great opportunity going back in transition. And look at this defensive effort by Gustavo Fernandez, not giving up a single inch the whole way. And as Curry tried to cut this back on his right foot, Fernandez getting his foot in the way. 68th minute comes, and this just unfortunate if you're Ford Madison. But credit Sean Hundahl for keeping this ball in play and getting a good cross away. Unfortunately for Christian Diaz, Phil Brino came off his line to try to touch that. He didn't get a touch on it, and it was an own goal. 80th minute comes, Ford Madison knowing now they need an equalizer. And look at this first touch by Derek Gebhard. Actually, this is the cross and the one off the crossbar. Keegan nearly finding it. So close there for Derek Gebhard, who would be big down this right side all second half long. Here is the goal for Ford Madison, and look at this first touch by Derek Gebhard to bring that in, bring it around, and then he did the rest. My goodness, a fine, fine goal from Derek Gebhard. Scored the winner against North Carolina at Breese Stevens Field, and now scores the equalizer tonight in Fort Lauderdale for Ford Madison as they get out of Fort Lauderdale with a point. A look at the full-time stats. Madison dominating in that second half. Whatever Carl Craig said, it worked for a second straight match. Just could not get the full 3 points tonight. They do outshoot Fort Lauderdale 14-3. And another point for Ford Madison in the standings and in the Bird Cup, of course. That is the most important standings of all. But here, a look at the league standings. Ford Madison alone in 2nd spot, and they will welcome in Union Omaha in 3rd on Sunday to Breese Stevens Field. Fort Lauderdale has already played 9 games, and they are sitting on 10 points in 5th. So that is going to do it tonight from Dry Pink Stadium in Fort Lauderdale. Catch your breath. We'll do it again tomorrow night as Toronto FC 2 welcomes in Union Omaha. But here in Fort Lauderdale, we start how we finished. No goals to split these two sides, and a 2-2 final score. For our entire crew, I'm Josh Eastern saying so long from Dry Pink Stadium, where it finishes Fort Lauderdale 2, Ford Madison 2. Good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.